So welcome everyone to First Harvest Celebration. Hi, Val. And um, part one of Who is the Divine Sophia. I'm so excited that all of you are here, and I'm so excited to bring this information because it just keeps bugging me. It's time. It's time for us to know this. So let's all in sacred space. Take a minute and breathe. Take a big deep breath in. And as we exhale, we're dropping our grounding cords down into the earth. Mm. Just feel her pull you. Feel her pull all of the heavy that you don't need down to your feet. Inhale, draw that earth energy up through your body, send it up and out through the top of the head, connecting with the heart of the Divine Mother above us. And then inhaling that cosmic energy back down through your body. On the exhale, send it all the way back down into the earth, activating that as above, so below flow. Connecting with that flow, breathing in and breathing out, activate the as within, so without. As the universe, so the soul. Moving to the north, we welcome Mother Earth. We give such great thanks to be here. A front row seat. Moving to the south, we welcome water. We welcome clear, clean, current emotion. We welcome love and flow and joy and abundance into our circle, into our bodies. Moving to the west, we welcome air, mind, thought, high thought. We welcome all our divine invisible helpers and allies into our circle. And moving to the east, we welcome fire and movement and passion, inspired right action. Moving to the center, we welcome our divine feminine and our divine masculine in sacred right relationship. We call that beautiful energy down through our bodies. We call up Mama Gaia to pull and magnetize that energy through us. And we welcome our own sweet, extraordinary souls into the circle. We ask that all of these energies be with us, pray with us, dance with us for our mutual benefit. All right, let's get some music happening here. Here we go. Everyone, when you dance, you activate all those energies that we just called in your body. So nobody has to see you. Get up and move. Here we go. All right. All right, all right, all right. So once again, welcome everyone. So originally, let me get my face up here. Originally, when I planned this, I looked at the calendar and I was like, okay, that day, that day, that day. I didn't look at what's going on, right? Because I'm a Gemini, I never look at what's going on. I just do it. And it just so happens that we're right here the day before first harvest ceremony, Lamas. And when we meet again, we're going to be right before the Lion's Gate. So this is just, Mom does this with me all the time. I've been doing this for 30 years, and every single time it happens like this. Thank goodness somebody's covering me. Anyway, my goal here, because if you haven't noticed, and I think all of you have, there's no way you can escape it unless you just turn off all media right now. And even then, some of you can look out the window. There's some things shaking up on this planet. And we've been hovering, I think many of us hovering in some kind of state of fear, waiting for the other shoe to drop. And now that we see what's happening, and I don't know if all of you know, but you know, there's lots of political things going on in the United States. There's been like over 60 earthquakes in Texas in the past week, which has caused oil fires, imagine. And then there's this massive fire on the West Coast that I think it's the biggest in history, and they can't get a handle on it. And that is enough to scare a lot of folks. Unless you know what's really happening. What's really happening is birth. Okay? Mom is birthing a new age through us on this planet right now. And wow, you're in Dallas, and you forgot about the earthquake. Wow. Okay, whoever this is talking to me, I wish they'd stop. At any rate, what I have experienced over the past 6 months, whenever big light, and we've all, if you've hung out with me, you know, we've hit the galactic rim, all kinds of light. I mean, even if you didn't know that, you know that there's solar flares galore. The solar system's going through the photon belt again. So we're getting slammed with lots of light. And I've used this example before, but when you turn a rock over and all the little roly-poly bugs run, that's what's happening for us. Our planet has been out of galactic light for 12,000 years. And now we're moving back into it. So as we move back in, you pull the rock up, you turn the light on, all the stuffs that needs to be cleared so we can safely move into a new epoch, a new age, is happening. Somebody's shining the flashlight. And y'all signed up for this. In fact, we waited in line for tickets. This is the most extraordinary time. I don't know if we could have planned it any better. It's the most extraordinary time to be alive on the planet right now. Without a doubt. Oh, y'all got to stop. Let's see who's talking to me. And I can't get it to come down. There it is. I just don't know how, Carolyn. I've tried everything with this thing other than just deleting it, which I may have to eventually. So my goal with this series is to introduce you to the Divine Mother. And the reason I want to go there is because in my experience, she's the one driving the car right now. She's the one behind all of this. She is bringing in cosmic light like nobody's business for our benefit, for our good. Mm-hmm. So my plan, and this is a 3-part series, okay? So we'll meet this week, we'll meet next week, and we'll meet the week after that on Wednesday, the same time. And my plan is to help you understand her true history, her story, but history, to understand why she's becoming more present with us now. That's next week. And to help you discover how you can find her and connect with her right now. So for me, what has been happening is that, you know, all of us, if you're on this call, I am sure you have prayed to some divine feminine archetype, whether it's Isis or Mother Mary or Mary Magdalene. You have reached out from your heart of hearts and talked to them, and they've probably talked back to you. They can and they will. They're archetypal energies that hover around the planet and support us. They're all here to help us. And yet, there is a bigger energy that is tangible, real, and measurable. You can find it. I'm teaching a class right now where I'm teaching women how to find the energy of the Divine Mother on this planet, because she's here everywhere, and cultivate it in their homes, in their yards, in their towns, everywhere. So for me, yes, I still connect with all of those beautiful, and you're going to learn that they're part of Sophia. All of those beautiful feminine archetypes, I do. But to know that she's right here in the middle of my house, in the middle of my room, that I can go and find that energy. Oh, that's just like sitting next to your girlfriend at the movies, right? So to me right now, and it, you know, it may not feel that way for you, but for me, that feels tangible and real. And it feels to me like she is wanting us to bring in something new, which is my whole reason for doing this. So when you go out there and study and look, because she started tapping me on the shoulder about 6 months ago. And so I started looking for books. You know what I find in those books? Stories of Isis, stories of Mother Mary. Very few go back to source. Very few. There's a reason, and we're going to learn that. But what I have learned is that there are, if you want to organize this information, there are 3 emanations of Sophia. And in many texts, she's known as divine feminine wisdom. Sophia the mother, which what we would know as divine mother. Sophia the daughter. So the expressions of her physically outpictured on the planet, the ones we've mentioned and all the rest, the huge pantheon of divine feminine archetypal energy. Also included in Sophia the daughter are us, the new expression of the divine feminine wisdom, which has never been before seen on this planet, ever. We're bringing it in. And then Sophia the divine, the cosmic being that is bigger than the universe. In history, no matter where you look, what tradition you look in, you will find a goddess birth story. And there's a reason for that. So I want to share this with you. This is from Neil Douglas Klotz. So he's one of my new heroes these days. Yes, I agree, Carolyn. She says, I think it's interesting how many young women there are named Sophia who are coming of age right now. Absolutely. There's a reason for that too. So Neil is an expert in languages. And like myself, he grew up in fundamental Christianity and learned to love the bringer of that tradition, Yeshua. But somehow what he saw out here didn't fit what was in his heart. And so he decided to go back to the original language, not the Greek, not Latin, to Aramaic, what Yeshua spoke. And he did it throughout the whole text. And so this is an excerpt from Proverbs, speaking about holy wisdom. So Sophia, in the Aramaic, her name is Hokmah, or sacred sense, the wisdom within us that unites all of our senses and that is sensing through us. So this is from his book, Original Meditation. And this is her speaking. Holy One, unnameable, living life, past, present, future, absolutely had to have me, was envious, possessive of the very sensuousness of me, right from the very start, right from the head of creation's caravan, before anything arose, at this first beginningness, I poured myself out like holy wine onto the ground, even when there was no ground, no earth, no form or individuality, yet to absorb me. At that point, there was no deep, not to mention any depths upon which I could dance with my role as the great dark, waiting to catch my breath. But I danced anyway, writhing, pausing, waiting, moving in time with my partner, knowing that what would come had not yet been. The spring of existence, of livingness, of beingness, from which that glorious and heavy flow of creation would be streaming, from which that glorious and heavy flow of creation is streaming now. From the very depths of the depths, I was dancing within you. From this first flow of senses, embracing ever-living life in your breath. So, to change that into words that we all understand, I've always been with you, within you, as close as your breath. Okay. All right. So, from that perspective, truly, No one has beheld her fiery beauty in the hallowed halls beneath us. Yes, absolutely, Francine, she says, and there's always been feminine divine in many cultures, not just the Judeo-Christian culture only. I totally agree. Part of the reason I bring that forward is because through this vein is because that's one of the places where she's been so hidden. In many other cultures, she's out there. I mean, the Indian culture embraces the divine feminine just as much as they embrace the divine masculine. And many cultures do. But that one in particular, kind of sequesters Mary over in mother mode, and that's it. And there was a lot going on way before that. Yes, I have. I have that on my shelf too. Thank you. So no one has known her virgin soul from times immemorial. No one can stand upright on earth without her fiery hold. No one can remember creation without sounding her names of old. So if you are looking for some information, this is a good one. It's about this thick and will take you forever to get through. And it too, it spends a lot of its time going back through all of the archetypes. Yes, absolutely. There was a question, is Sophia like Shakti energy? Absolutely, she is. She's that feminine essence. Wallace Waddles calls it the substance that thinks. So, and nowadays there are folks out there that have learned to measure that substance that thinks. In the old days, and we'll learn more about this in subsequent classes, when people built towns, when they built cathedrals, there's a reason that they build those temples in the same spot over and over and over again, because it's on what they call a power spot. That's just emanations of Divine Mother coming up out of the ground, and you can measure it. And so they would build their towns on, they would build their sacred places on these spots. And then they would use the streets to direct that energy out into the town. Now, we don't do that anymore at all, hardly. But you yourself, if you want to find where that is happening, go look where the deers sleep. Go find where animals sleep at night. They know, they can feel it. And that's where they make their beds so that they get sourced. I mean, all of us are going to get sourced if we're sleeping outside on the ground, but there's places where there's more. Okay. So throughout history, many thinkers have sought the mystery of sacred wisdom and tried to plumb her depths. All ancient cultures initially worshipped the great goddess in one of her many forms. And I can't even say Prajnaparamita in India, Hecate in Persia, Inanna in Babylon, Isis, of course, in Egypt, Shekinah of the Hebrews, Athena in Greece, Sophia of the Gnostics, Philosophia of the Scholastics, and Anthroposophia to Rudolf Steiner. So there's tons of folks. Carolyn, I love that. She said she was laying down in the ground where a deer slept. So, like I said earlier, it's hard, it's very difficult to find information on Sophia that hasn't been tainted by patriarchy and history. Yet there is information coming through, and you got to dig, you got to go look. Her stories have been secreted away, hidden, and lost in translation. And part of that is by divine design. when I started studying and started looking at some of the stories, what I saw was similar to what many of us in this day and age experience in the patriarchy, of her raising her energy and then being smashed back down and having to raise it again and being smashed back down. And if you'll look at the stories of most of these avatars that I've mentioned, their lives are not easy. They're very, very difficult. So the same scenario, they're walking on the, they're fire walking. So Mother Mary had to watch her son die. Isis, her divine partner, got cut into little pieces. Mary Magdalene had to watch her beloved die. And then and Kuan Yin, oh, her story is horrific. What she experienced in the physical from her father. And then all of them rose above that, found love in their heart, and went on to create all kinds of goodness and sustenance, spiritual sustenance on the earth. So the reason we have what we do as far as spiritual information is because of these women. Mary Magdalene is what she planted the seed of love and how we should live together in that love through the Cathar tradition. And it's spread all over the planet. So these are folks, this is why we went there, right? It's like, where do you look? You look to people that are shining examples and you try to learn and glean information from them. So that's a great place to begin. And that's what we've been doing for the past few thousand years, right? And it's worked for us. The truth of who the Great Mother truly is has been all but lost for eons and replaced by human and ultra-human expressions, which is fine. It's got us to where we are today. Yes, I've been listening to that again, the Sophia Code. And this comes from Caitlin Matthews, one of her books about Sophia. She says, Sophia is a guerrilla combat goddess, attired in camouflage veils so complete that many Orthodox spiritualities never realized that the goddess was still accompanying them. Sophia plays, hides, adapts, disguises, and brings justice. The goddess did not simply die out or go into cold storage for 2,000 years. To be revived today in the same form that she manifested then. If the goddess wanted to survive and accompany her people, surely she would have done so in a skillful and subtle manner. She's the great lost goddess who has remained intrinsically gently within the Orthodox spiritualities, all of them. She's veiled, blackened, denigrated, and ignored most of the time. That sound familiar? She is allowed to be a messenger, a mediator, a helper, a handmaid. She is rarely allowed the privilege of being seen to be in charge, fully self-possessed, and creatively operative. But I have a sense that's where she's going. So this is another excerpt from the book I showed you earlier, the Gospel of Sophia. Sophia is wisdom. The human body is all wise. The universe is formed in the shape of a human body. That body is Sophia. She is the manifest world and all things in it. Sophia's naked body is the birth, death, and rebirth of all natural things in the known world. This process is her breathing. From supermassive black holes that swallow billions of suns and make them vanish, to supermassive galactic ion jets that alternate conversely and spin out billions of suns from seeming nothingness. God, the masculine, is unmanifested divine order. Sophia is both manifest and unmanifest potential, or the creatrix. Sophia is the consort or beloved of God. Sophia is God manifest in the world. So in everything, in nature, every blade of grass, every fruit on a tree, everything contains her divine essence in the center of it. We all spring from her night of silent unknowing, where dreams come not, from that blessed nothingness that holds all and weaves together the loose ends of time and space. That's a good question. Somebody asked, what is, I want to see it again so I can, Joyce. Oh, what does it mean that God is unmanifested? Not physical, not in this physical realm, okay? But we can find her, and that's a couple of classes ahead, but and you know, we'd find the divine masculine in our heart, but to be able to point to it, to be able to touch it, to feel it, that's what they mean by unmanifested. The masculine is the structure, it's the form, and then she fills the form. So Sophia the daughter, like we said, for most of us, our connection with her has been through emanations of her. Female people, real life people that lived on this planet and kept their archetypal energy close to this planet to help and support the rest of us coming after them. So the great goddess Isis and all of her pantheon, all of them were different. Yes, pure potential. I love that, Sheila. Hi, Sheila. Underlying the substance. Absolutely. Mother Mary, and of course, Mary Magdalene, Mother Lakshmi, and the whole Hindu pantheon. Y'all are way up in your head. Drop down into your heart. You're thinking too hard. And Kuan Yin, and the list goes on. Every feminine archetypal energy that you connect with is her own unique emanation or expression of divine feminine wisdom. And yes, even you. Remember, Sophia is God manifest in this world. You are God, Goddess manifest in this world. So when I say she's doing something new, she's doing something new. I'm not exactly sure how that's going to play out, but I have an idea. And so we're going to play with that. I'll share it the next 3 weeks. So number one, what I do know is you will find what we call the Sophia frequency, literally in the center of everything. So if you have like a stone or anything, I mean, anything, you can draw a circle on a piece of paper and find her frequency in the center of that circle. I've done this little exercise in class several times where I put a piece of paper down and we find that frequency in the middle of the paper. I mean, the little pendulum that we use starts to spin right in the middle. And then I draw a circle, not in the middle, over to the side. I draw a circle, and that frequency, so it's conscious, it moves, it goes to the center of the circle. And you can watch it move right in front of you. So she's in the center of everything, which means she's in the center of this planet. We know her as Mama Gaia, but the soul of this planet is the divine Sophia. She's right in there. The word Sophia means wisdom. Where does wisdom come from? Just in practical terms, as a human, we have an experience. And whether that experience is positive or negative, if we're wise, we learn from that experience. That is Sophia in action through us, no matter what the experience is. So she is alive and well and active on this planet now. And she's very active. What you are seeing with all the chaos that seems like doomsday stuff is her bringing her source light to the planet and showing us the places that we need to address, that we need to clear. And don't think for 1 minute that those things happening out there aren't happening in here. If we want to end war outside of us, we end the war within. Anything out there that you get frustrated with, we go in to address it. Yes, absolutely, Valerie. So I know of no better way to celebrate Sophia and begin our journey, because this is just the beginning of knowing her, than to celebrate her bounty in a little ceremony for first harvest. So let's talk about that, because that happens, I mean, officially it happens tomorrow, usually August 1st. So we're getting a jump start, and there's a good reason we're getting a jump start. Mercury goes retrograde on Sunday. So for us to be doing this now is a very good thing. Set your intentions, get all your ducks in a row before Mercury goes retro on Sunday. So for all of you that are here, good for you. Hope you brought your journals. So Lammas is traditionally celebrated on August 1st and is known as the Feast of the First Harvest. So think about what all of us, if you're in the Northern Hemisphere and you're in a place that grows things, what are we doing right now? We're harvesting. People are canning tomatoes. They're picking green beans. We're reaping the harvest that we've sown. And it's like, this is just the beginning. People are digging potatoes, picking cucumbers. All of those things are coming right now. And we're also, some of us, planting fall gardens. So we're sowing the seeds for the future. Most importantly, though, how do you think about it? If any of you've had a garden, how do you feel when you go out there and you see all those cute little red tomatoes and you're picking them and you're bringing yes, you feel great. This is a time of gratitude. It's a time of celebration. So I want you right now, this is part of our little ritual today. Get your journals out and write down at least 3 things that you are exquisitely grateful for in your life right now. I'm going to do it with you. And now I want you to just take a minute once you get those written down, because it's easy to think, oh, my health, and oh, you make a list, but I want you to feel them. Sophia is hands-on. She's not, you do not find her in your head. You find her in your heart, in your soul. Your soul lives in your heart, literally lives there. So I want all of us to drop into our heart. Okay? Close your eyes and drop in. And then I want you to look at your list. And I want you to feel gratitude for each of the things you wrote down. I want you to let your heart open and think about how blessed you are. How very blessed you are. No matter what is going on, no matter how many negative things you can find, I want you to feel the gratitude for what you wrote. When you're feeling that, you are feeling her. Sheila, I'm grateful that you're here. I haven't got to talk to you in a while. So there's another opening that's happening. This is what I mean by not planning. The Lion's Gate is a block of time that actually starts on July 28th. So we're in the window and it peaks. So it's like this. And then when the window is open, it's open the widest on August 8th. And so we're in the window, right? It corresponds with the rising of the star Sirius, which was very important to the ancient Egyptians in that it was the beginning of their growing season after long droughts. It's also commonly associated with Isis, one of the daughters of Sophia. So these configurations are encouraging us to begin to live from that very conscious place inside of our hearts. Now, think about, I've been saying this for 6 months. Our minds are not equipped. When we look at what's going on around us, we just want to pull the covers over our head. We can't figure it out with our head. There's very many reasons for that. Number one, our brain was never designed to do that. Number two, we have been programmed by all of our screen content, all of our lives. So this isn't the place where we figure it out, but our heart has the wisdom. Our soul has the wisdom to bring through whatever it is we need to bring through right now. So just to give you a little, in ceremony, a lot of times y'all like to know what's going on. But this is a really, like I said, I just saw an open Wednesday, but this is a Sophia moment right now. It's a very important threshold, and here's why. Today, the moon is in Gemini. Tonight, it moves into Cancer, and it's on its way to Leo, which is, the sign of the lion, and we'll have the new moon on August 4th. So we have this little window of time. Now, the other thing that happens on August 4th, Mercury in the sign of the priestess goes retrograde. So from now through Saturday, we are poised in this auspicious window to set intentions and get our prayers answered. Then we'll be ready for the peak of the Lion's Gate on August 8th, and we'll gather on the 7th and set all that up. This is when the Earth, and then Sirius, the dog star, Orion's belt, and the sun in Leo move into alignment with the pyramids in Giza in Egypt. When this alignment happens, there's a surge of light in the cosmos, which transmits higher frequency energies and light codes to the Earth. The Lion's Gate energies are about heart-based transformation, creativity, and manifestation. So this is the perfect time to dive into those higher vibrational fields, to receive and amplify all of those energies in your life. From a numerical perspective, the double 8, so 8-8, is about change and new opportunities. It's an auspicious time to accept endings. Oh, hang on here. YouTube. Okay. To accept endings and create new beginnings so that you can begin to manifest. Yes, there will be. I am going to send out the recording. It's much easier to raise your frequency when the incoming energies are supporting this expansion. So we're moving into it today, and we're going to do a little gratitude mini ceremony today. But this is your window of opportunity. Don't just stop here. Start here. Start today with what we do with this, and then let yourself sit in the juice. Let yourself connect with the Divine Mother and ask, what is mine? What is mine to do here? What is it that you want to manifest through me now? What new is coming in? Those are the things you want to keep out in front of you. So in honor of the Lamaze ceremony, I pulled the Sophia card from the Rose Oracle deck. And this is just a tiny little excerpt of it. Sophia is thought to have been a force present at the time of creation and is often presented as a woman. The galaxy overlapping the spiral of the rose on this card, so right here, here's the galaxy, and it's over the spiral of the rose, is a mystical representation of Sophia as holder of the divine plan. The intelligence that tells the rose when to open and the planet how to spin also exists within you. Sophia embraces the cosmos. She holds the blueprint of creation. No person, place, or thing is left out. Rest in the intelligence that exists within yourselves. Trust the living blueprint within you. So this is a holy moment. And I want you to take some time right this minute and just close your eyes and breathe. Once again, drop into your heart. Let yourself begin to feel the love that resides in that chamber, that secret chamber inside your heart that houses your soul, you will find Divine Mother in there. And you will also find the biggest love imaginable. So drop in there and let yourself feel it. You need to remember you are her greatest achievement. Ask her anything. And then take a moment, if you have some intentions that you want to activate, go ahead and write them down. You can add to the list later, but let's let ourselves get started. So while you're finishing up, I want to let you know about something new that I'm starting. If you want to dive deeper into this information, the Daughters of Sophia Mystery School is now open. And a new session of Source Light Priestess begins in September, but you can join now. And what this offers you is a circle of like-minded sisters pursuing the same goals. You can join. This is totally new. I've taken all the stuff I do and I've thrown it in a big pot. And it's all listed on one page. And you can decide what level you want to join at. You can join at a level that suits you and fits your special needs. All of those prices are way below what you'd pay individually. So that's going to go out in the email with the recording, so you can go in there and investigate it. And whether you decide to join or not, matters not. Keep coming back and learning. This is not the last time you're going to hear about this from me. This is just the beginning. So next week, we're going to learn about Sophia the Divine, why she's decided to reveal herself now, what she's bringing us, and how we can more deeply connect with her. So next Wednesday, same time, same bat station. So we're going to dance. We're going to activate. When we dance now, we're going to activate those intentions that you've written Don't feel like I'm not done. I'm not. You can go back and do more. I would suggest that you spend more time in this window and use this auspicious moment to really drop in and connect with her and see what manifests from this little ritual that we've done together. So moving your body puts those intentions in there and activates them. So let's get up and move. Here we go. So Kenna, those two pieces are from Chan Redfield, Good Things to Come and Success. And the reason we play them all the time is because they're duty free so that I can still put this on YouTube. Ah, I love this Francine. She is every beat of my heart, every thought I think, and especially the great silence that comes before every great creation. How beautiful. All right, loves. This has been so much fun. Can't wait for next week already. I will see all of you very, very soon. I'm going to stop the share so that we can close it up. See you soon.